When we go to purchase, we can see the purchase dashboard, which gives us details of purchases of different POs in different states. Let's look at the purchase indents which are generated. You can see this example of purchase indent which has been created. The purchase indent is a very simple process which essentially talks about which particular user has requested, department, when it is expected to be delivered, the primary quantities, the available quantities, the quantity which is requested. And based on this purchase intents, the system also automatically generates the purchase orders. All the purchase intents which are generated, we can generate purchase orders right from here. Let's take an example. I have an option to generate the generate PO button from here. So it gives me a warning that I can only purchase in approved and in procurement states. So I can use a filter. When I click on generate purchase order, I also have to use an indent type. So you can see a lot of restrictions of different types have been placed here. At this point of time, I am able to see a wizard for generate PO. Let's have a look. You can see here in this window, I would be able to see different order lines. I can choose which product order lines I would like to go ahead. I can click on buttons based on which the system will automatically detect the specific quantities from the purchase orders. I can click on these buttons. Assuming all restrictions are met in terms of price list, expiry, and availability in stock, the system will auto-generate the purchase order based on the click. Let's have a look at the purchase order. An example of purchase order can be seen here, which again goes through two levels of approval, quite similar to what is available in the standard purchase order system, right from managing the products, the quantity to be received. Please note in this scenario also we are not modifying the price at all. The quantity is managed by the original indent, which we are not allowed to modify. The only thing that is done is to ensure that all these things are false in process and in compliance. Okay. And we also have an additional amendment process in case quantity is modified, then these can be amended as well. Now, once this purchase order has been created, the system automatically generates sales purchase receipts, which we have hidden for a specific reasons. Now, after a purchase order is generated, now the next step is for the stock team or the warehouse team to receive these items from the vendor. Okay. Now to receive these items from the vendor, we go to the inventory department. Please note that up till now we have generated the demand by creating the sales orders, after which we captured the sales forecast, based on which we forecasted the total demand for a specific period or say next month, based on which we generated the material plan. After the material plan, we created the purchase intent. From these purchase intents, we created the purchase orders. Now we are going to receive these items. to the gate-in process. Gate-in process refers to all the processes which requires all the items to be received within the system. We have different types of gate-in process starting with purchases. So let's take an example. You can see this is a gate-in process in which is goes through four major steps, starting with entry at the gate, receiving by store to indicate that items have been received. The third step being the quality assurance process being taken by the quality team, and finally the receiving of material within the stock, after which it can be issued to the production department. To receive the items, I will simply choose the vendor based on which the system will automatically fetch all those items to be received. So I can choose the items which I am receiving. The PO number is automatically fetched. System fetches all the ordered quantity and pending quantity as on today. I can define the challan quantity which is there in the vendor invoice that I have received. The received quantity is the actual quantity that I received. The system captures the excess quantity which is allowed not more than 5%. The rate is captured from the purchase order. Amount is automatically calculated based on the rate and the quantity, after which it is now moved to the quality assurance department. The quality assurance department now goes through the rigorous quality testing process. As far as quality testing process is considered, this process is executed per product within the system by clicking on the button. If we look at the quality process and look at one of the inspections, let's have a look. This is an example of a quality inspection of an incoming item. In this case, I can see inspection type is incoming. Based on the product, the system automatically fetches the name of the test, the lot size, and the sample size. So I'm supposed to check basically 315 samples based on the lot size automation. The system gives me details of the gate number, vendor invoice number, SRV number, which is the store receipt voucher number. It tells me what are the characteristics that are to be checked. I can see the minimum and the maximum values, and I can also see the 8 readings which are maximum, which is required to be taken in this scenario. Please note that it could be case of qualitative as well as quantitative analysis, and hence two levels of testing are captured. After the status is captured, we can define whether this inspection has failed or passed in the test result. In case it is failed or passed under deviation, then the manager looks at it and passes the particular inspection under deviation by closing the inspection. After the quality check process is done, based on this, the system will automatically receive these items in the stock, and at this point of time, the stock details gets updated within the system. Needless to say, at this point of time, all the entities that are rejected will go through a return process through gate out. Now, once these quantities are received and the and the manufacturing team is intimated that based on the purchase indent that some of the items have been received, they can now go ahead and generate the material indent. The material indent could have been raised before also, even if the items are not received. Let's take an example of this material indent. But before we go through the details of this material indent, let's go back to manufacturing and see how this production planning has to be done. Now, the demand forecast has been planned. The material procurement is in process. What happens is now the production team goes for production planning. For production planning is again dependent on the demand forecast. An example of production planning can be seen here. In this example, you can see what is the planned quantity for particular items for particular company. I can see what is the available stock. what is my original planning, how many quantities are already in production, how many quantities are pending for production, and then I can divide these particular production plan into different weeks. So as soon as I click on generate week one plan, what it will do is it will divide this particular plan into five different zones, five different weeks, and then I can modify this for particular day as well. Now, this is the beauty of the system where it can calculate and divide it automatically. However, you can change this and modify this for each and every week. As soon as you move to the next week, it will automatically take the values from the first week which has been updated and calculate the plan for the next week. Okay. And hence you have the flexibility to for week on planning within the system. Okay. Now, once this production planning is done, you can now go ahead and generate the purchase orders or the manufacturing orders within the system. Please note that the manufacturing orders for all are generated from the production planning. Let's take an example. Manufacturing orders are product specific, as we are already aware, and it captures all possible details. You can see that the production planning number is associated with manufacturing orders. The system will tell you in detail the manufacturing orders. Please note that the manufacturing order focuses on the total quantity to produce, but please note it can be further divided into different weeks of planning, and hence the original manufacturing is byproduct of the sales order, or rather the product specific, and then individual job cards can be generated for each and every products. Okay, you can see here that I can click on launch job card, which will tell me the availability of the quantities first. The advantage here is that based on this, I can raise a material indent. Okay, material indent can be created manually as well as from the job card. Let's look at here. You can see here I can see the details of the bomb here. I can click on explode button to basically see the details of the bill of material within this. As I click on launch job card, the system will auto generate the job cards. This is an example of a job card which has been generated. It tells me which particular item that is being produced, what when what is it generated, which is the production plan number, how many quantities are remaining to be produced, how many quantities are accepted based on the production, what is the current status waiting for materials, shows me the time on which users have been working. It tells me what items have been consumed. Now what I can do here from here is to generate a material indent. Let me take an example. You can in this case I can generate the material indent. What the system does is that as soon as a job card is generated, the system automatically creates the material indent. You can see this example, and this material indent captures all the information which is required for me to for all the items that I need. Okay, it also tells me which is the plan, which user raised it, which is the production planning number. So basically, I do not have to make a choice how much quantity I need. In some rare circumstances, you can increase the quantity in as far as material indent is considered, but the system has enabled this feature only for specific items which have a high waste ratio. Once this particular material indent material has been issued by the then the production executive will mark this particular job card into in progress state and start the production. Based on the production, he will now enter the production delivery, which means the quantity of finished goods, where he is going to define that I am going to publish fresh production. I am going to define what is the destination location. I am going to define which particular item is already fixed. You know which how much quantity has been produced, the rejection as well as acceptance. And finally, after clicking on this production delivery, the production delivery will be booked. This production delivery is booked within the inventory, which is basically a return process of, or rather, finished good product process, which is booked within the system. It is defined under material return, which is of different type, production delivery. There could be return of material which has been generated as well. So let's take this example. So when I see a fresh production, you can see that the there is a product here. I can see that how many quantities have been offered for production delivery, which is around 6,000. The accepted quantity. Now here we are doing in-process inspection by the quality inspection team. If I look at the quality inspection, I can see different types. So production inspection, you can see the production inspection is quite similar to the in-process inspection. The production inspection happens only during the material return process, where the return subtype is type production delivery. In case the return subtype is material, then also inspection can be done, which can or cannot be recorded within the system. So this is quite possible once again. I again come back to the material return. So once the material is being returned, the quality team will enter the acceptance and rejectance quantity. In case certain items require rework, then we define the rework as well. And finally, after the rework is completed, we will define where the items are required to be stored. Please note that there is a possibility that certain items require job work or in sister company or through vendor, which will be executed in parallel or as a support function. Now, once this material return is done, the original purchase order will now be updated with the acceptance and rejected quantity, which can be seen in this. In essentially, it means that I will know at what point of time how much quantity I have actually produced, which are worthy of delivery within the system. The system keeps a uh, uh, detailed count of consumed and issued materials. Consumed materials is based on the original production delivery that we have raised, and issued materials is based on the material indent which was raised against this job card automatically. Uh, at any point of time, I have the possibility to short close my original job card. I have possibility to return the material, either raw material or the finished goods, as we can see. Once this job card is executed, now the store people or the dispatch person are now in position to do the delivery to the customer. To do the delivery to the customer, you need to go to the inventory section, go to the gate out.
Like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel videos and you will be getting a lot. And yes, don't forget to comment upon these videos, because if you comment on these videos, this will really going to give us the motivation to upload more and more videos. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.